I had a teacher of mine recently give me an assignment to go on some wild walks to embody the elements of nature and see where they showed up, how they showed up, and what they need, what they want, and both what they need and want from me as well. And so I wanted to share my experience with you. Initially, it was supposed to be the elements of earth, water, air, and fire. On my first walk, I did the element of wood, and so then went the traditional Chinese medicine route and did wood, water, fire, metal, and earth. So you're going to get my experience through all five of those in a little bit of a kind of ramble, but this is how things came to me. And after I went on these walks, I just, let any of the ideas or concepts flow through me onto paper. So I'm going to share with you those now. I live in Seattle, so I did all these at different parks that are very surrounded or encompassed by nature, which was really nice, and very lucky that I had that capability. So the first one I did was wood, and I really focused on being amongst the trees, and I saw that wood is everywhere, and it really is an element of creation. It helps shape the environment around it, and it is insanely versatile and rooted in the space that it takes up. So many things can be made of wood. So many aspects of plants and forests and jungles are wood, whether it's standing tall, bending, moving, fall into the ground. It really helps shape what else can grow and move around it, which I thought was really interesting. What I noticed that it wants and needs from me is to grow like a tree, to grow up, to grow tall, to grow big, and really to help me move in a progressive direction of growth. I've noticed that it takes on many shapes and provides so much for the world around it. It is in our homes. It creates homes and environments for animals, plants, bugs, things in nature. It is in furniture. It is in structures that we have been using for hundreds and thousands of years, and it's very natural in terms of the structures in which it has that soft element, but also can be hard, and it fuels some of the other elements as well, like fire. I noticed that it's very resilient. When you see a tree falling down in the woods, it stays there. It creates a new natural environment for other things. It creates eventually fertilization for the ground and soil once it's decomposed. So it really can take many shapes to provide for the environment it's in. So that was my walk with wood. For water, I was able to walk along the beach, which was really wonderful, just taking in the sights and sounds of moving and flowing water. And it showed me that water is the element that gives life. Without water, we would not be here on this planet. It brings people and things together. It holds things up while also having the ability to sink or drown them, which I thought was extremely powerful to see something so calm and know that in the right conditions it has such immense power. It has movement even in stillness. The stillest thing of water is still going to have some type of ripple or vibration through it, which I thought was really cool because it shows that if we want to live the best life we can, even in stillness, there is some type of movement that takes place and some type of movement that we need to follow. It's both a mirror and a lens. It can show you back exactly what you see, and also if you look beyond the surface, can show you a lens into something very different underneath. And it's a place where all other elements are close by. I noticed different aspects of both wood and air and metal and fire and earth all surrounded by the water. So I thought that was really cool. It was something that I wants for me is to be a force of pure energy, to be supportive yet reflect honestly. It wants me to bring people together, to support people with a refreshing and nourishing touch. It wants me to follow and listen to the flow of life. It wants me to show my layers to people, so not just see what's on the surface, but allow people to see the different layers underneath and along. As I was looking at the ocean, the different ripples and waves and stillness, so that made me want to share that more with people. It wants me to follow the cycles that I see and feel, be more like the tide. It wants me to control my force based on the environment around me. It wants me to create a rhythm that calms and soothes the mind, body, and spirit, to be a life force people are drawn to, and to adapt to the container I'm in. The element of fire is very hot. It has places where you see it would be in something like friction or anything that creates heat. It's in our food. It's what helped man become more advanced than other mammals. It was taming fire that allowed us to begin to advance into the humans that we are today. It needs respect. It can be very dangerous without respect, but can also serve when it's respected and be an aid to us in many of the things we need. It needs fuel. Wood is actually the main fuel that fire needs, and I think most of the elements have a synergistic relationship as well as a controlling relationship with at least one of the others, which creates a nice balance and order of life. Fire wants to burn, it wants to be felt, it wants control, it wants to be listened to, it wants passion, and it wants to spread. It keeps animals in check in the wild, and I think it helps humans realize sometimes how little power we do have compared to something like fire. And what it was really asking for me was to be ignited, to share my medicine with the world, to not be afraid of the power that I have and to share that, and to tend to my business the way that you tend to a fire so that it can thrive and that I can share with people what I'm here to do. For the element of earth, I walked through the botanical gardens and realized that earth is a part of everything. It is a source and home to everything. Without the earth, there would be no other house for the other elements to live on. It's in stone, it's in roads, it's in buildings, it's in the soil, and everything that we then use or partake in life comes from a place of that. It's in our home, it supports everything in our world. It shapes our physical reality of the world. It puts up with so much bullshit and abuse while maintaining forgiveness. It holds us like a mother holds a child. It is patient, kind, and strong. Earth needs to be loved, nurtured, for us to nourish it. Earth wants us to respect it and care for it, not abuse it and take it for granted. Earth wants me to build. Earth wants me to create a place that feels like home for my clients, to accept things without judgment, to hold space, to hold feelings, to hold bodies, to hold senses, to hold the other elements. It wants me to nourish those that I touch. The earth wants me to allow people to make mistakes, learn from them, and be forgiven. The earth wants me to be confident in how strong my medicine is, and how much people in this world need it. And the earth needs me to spread my medicine. And for metal, I went to a sculpture park, which I thought was very fitting and very fun. I noticed that metal is everywhere. It's in our blood, it's in our technology, it's in transportation, it's in history, to the point of every historical revolution or evolution came from some new type of metal, whether it was the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, the Digital Age with heavy metals. It is in tools that we have used to write with. It is in the tools that we use to build other things. It is in the earth. It is in eyewear, jewelry, phones. All of the things we use in modern day have some association with metal that I found to be very great. Metal is structural, bold, loud, hard, soft, strong, fluid, sharp. It is creative, it is malleable, it is expressive, it is useful, it is hot and cold, smooth and rough, simple yet complex. It is very dualistic. It is so much more than I think we actually realize when we just think of metal as this material. And metal needs to be, metal needs me to be creative. It needs me to evolve with time. Metal wants to be breathtaking. Metal wants to be able to be changed. It wants respect, and it wants us to honor the metal. It wants to be grateful. It wants to be simple yet complex. It wants me to allow for the wow. It wants to be balanced. And it wants to be powerful yet approachable. While embodying all of these elements on the walk, I learned so much from them and how I can actually live my day differently, live my day a little bit more in tune with the world and the things that surround us. And it really gave me a great perspective on how to take lessons from these elements and incorporate them into the work that I do with other individuals, especially along a path of healing, and especially creating ripple effects of healing for people, which is what my business is named, and noticing that within each and every element there is some type of ripple that can happen, some type of vibration, some type of aspect of connectivity, connection, and ability to help and aid when really tapped into. So I'm very excited to take some of these lessons that I've learned and incorporate them into my new daily life, and hopefully through sharing this, you will feel encouraged to go out and maybe think more about some of the elements as you walk in space and time, and see what you can learn from them, especially in a society